We're gonna bring down the institution, create a revolution, and the world will be free for you and me, for you and me.
Yes, this is Jeffrey Perham with the Tested Movement, and my special guest for today is Glenn Ratcliffe.
Hi, Jeffrey. How are you?
Doing fine, and he's actually the father of the Tested Movement. He's the beginning, and he's going to take us to the top. He has a lot of stories, and of course, he's been through tests. So I want to ask him today, what kind of tests have he endured to bring him to this point to actually decide to make this movie, and which is a side movie I've seen and learned a lot about it so far. What got you to this point, and what kind of tests have you endured?
Well, thank you, Jeffrey, for having me on this show. I appreciate that. It's a very good question, my friend, and I appreciate that too. Briefly, the Tested Movement is about spiritual liberation for all human beings, because to make a long story short, we are all tested, and we're responding to the test the wrong way because we're walking around with a virtual headset on, and we're trapped in a negative Maya by tentacles of various institutions and laws and regulations. So we're actually blinded. So the Tested movie, quite simply, is to remove that blindfold, spiritually liberate people, give them back their dignity, and create a heaven on earth where love conquers hate.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an awesome concept. It's kind of like a song that I actually put together called Let Your Spirit Fly Free. And I also had in mind to, like, get off the oppression, just let your spirit fly free, and just don't worry, just make the right decisions for yourself. So with the Tested Movement, do you have any specific tests that you went through that you want to share with the audience that might have kind of cultivated everything?
Yes, I do. In fact, I have many tests that I can attest to. One specifically I'd like to address, because it happened recently. I have sleep apnea, which is I have a deviated septum on the left side. I used to play professional soccer, and I got kicked in the nose.
Oh,
and so and ended up blocking my airway. So occasionally I need oxygen when I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this particular day, I ran out of oxygen, and I'd planned to go to the hospital to get a refill, just get a refill and come home, start work. And then I went out to get my car. It was gone.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. It was just gone. And my oxygen tank was in there. Thank God I didn't have, like pills for my heart or something that was needed that, sometimes you have to take every few hours to sustain your life or health, because you drive a lot, you leave some medication in there. And so thank God it was nothing like that, but it was very scary for me.
So did someone steal the car, or what happened?
Oh, good question. What I thought it was stolen. I called the police and the insurance company, and they made a note. And then I called my car, the finance company that owned the car, and told them, look, I'm sorry, the car's been stolen, but I'm sure the insurance would cover it. He goes, oh no, Mr. Ratcliffe, no, we took that car. I said,
what?
I said, I've been paying this car up for 3 years now, $450 a month. And when you just took it, oh, well, your payments didn't go through. I said, what are you talking about? He said, and I said, hang on. And then I called the bank on another line, and they said they'd stopped my credit card because someone was using it. So they did the right thing, so that was good. And I explained to them, I said, look, I'm so sorry. You're absolutely right. I thought it was a little stringent that they towed my car away with my oxygen. That was the first one. Why is that? And I said, I'll take care of it. My card's been stopped. And then he said, well, we need more in the payment. I said, what do you mean? We need the towing fees, the storage fees for the pound it's in.
Wow.
And you'll get your car in 2 days. So I said, excuse me, you're taking my car for 2 days, and I'm paying, and it totaled $1,700 because of the storage fees, the towing, the this and that. And I have to wait 2 days. So I lost an audition. It was very scary. Mhm.
So
Very.
it's like, wow. So they like trumped up the amount that you owe and basically overcharged.
Yeah, they overcharged, me 1,700 because I had to pay all their fees. So I guess there's a form of legal stealing where they tore it away and I have to pay it. They put it in a pound, I have to pay for the pound as well. So
Wow.
yeah, it was scary, and I just wonder about other people too. Well, anyway, I told him I paid the money and I said, look, I was kind of upset. I want to pay this off in cash. I don't want to deal with it anymore, And I said, how much do I owe? And I'd been paying for 3 years now, and I thought maybe it would be halfway gone or something. Uh, I think you said you owe 19,000 and the car costs 20.
So were you able to like figure out a solution, how not to ever get back in that type of situation?
Well, yeah, I figured out the solution, but what was kind of scary for me was the fact that I called up the blue book. I was trying to get rid of it. Oh, your car's worth 6,000. I said, but I owe 18.
Wow.
So basically, there's what is that? $12,000. That's
And
kind
just
of,
interest alone.
yeah, and stolen. It's kind of stolen from me in a way. So I said, excuse me, I owe 18,000, and this is worth 6. How did that happen? Because I'm just a regular guy. I just got a car. I've been with them for about must have been 10 years. He called me every second year. Hey, Glenn, trade it in, and then we'll give you a new one. And I never thought to think the trade-in's worth nothing, but they were just bringing me in to make the money on the interest. It was like a turnkey system of manipulation where every year they would call me, hey, it's around the block. We got a brand new one for you. Just use this as a down payment plus 1,000. You're in a brand new vehicle. You'll look good.
So it's sort of like there was fishing. Like you throw the bait out in the water, and once the fish bite it, then you reel them on in. So they kind of just reeled you in and kind of tempted you into just, man, I guess triple the charges, for his finances and interest. That is, I mean, that's outrageous.
And then they use it. My friend down the street who loves new cars. Oh, Glenn, you've got an older car. I said, yeah, I'm keeping with my older car. Then I explained to him and he said, you know what? Because he's got a really nice car, about 50 grand. I said, but look at the bottom line in that paperwork. You're really paying 70. So that's like another form of legal stealing, that you're signing a document and that's not really paying your car. It's paying interest up front. It's not like you're paying a little bit off the principal, maybe a little bit, but not much.
It's almost like a loan shark. Okay, I loan you $50, but when you pay me back, I want $200. It's sort of similar.
It's
Some
something
bigger
like,
numbers.
yeah, the corruption of the mafia or whatever. It seems very strange to me that I was taken advantage of. So that was a severe test. Because being Scottish, I loved American automobiles, and I was blinded to the fact. I never thought twice. Oh, I'm in a new car. But then, when they just took it away with my my oxygen in there, and then gave me the truth that there's no way I can get out of it. If I sell it, I still owe them $12,000. So I'd really be. If I even gave it back to them, I'd use everything I'd paid, and they'd send it to an auction because they've already made money on me.
Yes.
So now I'm stuck paying $18,000 for a car that's worth 6.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a big loss financially, because I mean, there's other things that you could put towards for self-preservation, financially, rather than having to put it on this card, and they paid pennies compared to what they're getting in return. I can understand double, but triple, like, wow, I'm not gonna, just pay triple of what you pay so you can eat better.
Yeah, it's not only that, your basic, it's for that money, that interest, and there's not just me, I'm sure there's a lot of people, but that interest could actually feed a baby, a sick person,
Yes.
get food in the COVIDs, so think about that. This legal stealing could be, causing problems for regular people who need that money for food, but yet they've got a car note,
Yes.
So that, to me, that's a big test that I underwent, and I've decided, Jeffrey, I think I'm going to, get rid of this car eventually when it's done. And then next purchase will be a car I'll pay in cash, even if it's older, because I don't want to give my money away when it doesn't have to be given away, you know.
Because the older car is just it does the same thing as a newer car. It'll get you from point A to point B, and save you a lot more money, open up finances for other things. Well, I was wondering, do you have any advice for the audience today?
Well, I'm glad the audience is listening, and I'm sharing my test. And the only thing I would suggest is, you know, two things. One, if you have a car, right, just check with your finance company exactly where you are, and then question it, that, you know, you're not happy with the fact that, you know, your car's worth nothing and you owe so and so, you know, you owe a lot of money.
Yes.
But the actual concrete action I'd suggest for everyone is simply don't go to the financial institutions for a car. It's very simple. Why would you go to some place if it's legally stealing from you? You're signing a contract where they can tow it away, take it away from you. So the advice I'd like to leave the audience with is get some money together. Do not finance your car. Buy it in cash.
I agree. Thank you, Glenn. That was awesome. And you heard it right from Glenn Ratcliffe. Hey, save your money, purchase right out. No, you got auctions, you got different places, you got private lenders where you can get a good car that'll last for a long time, and you don't have to pay all this extra money. You can keep it for your well-being. We should thank you for being here, Glenn. Follow us on testedmovie.com. And if you want to be on the show and talk about your testimonies of being tested through life and had any hardships, we're here to listen. We're here to try to share it to the public on our platform at testedmovie.com. And hey, we enjoy your continuing support, and y'all tune in for the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
We're gonna bring down the